There's a little talked about golden visa for startup investors. Today I'm going to share with you all the details of how you can get a Netherlands golden visa and work towards Dutch citizenship. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson. Here at Nomad Capitalist, we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors legally go where you're treated best. You can learn more at nomadcapitalist.com. Today, I'm going to give you an introduction to a very little discussed, recently streamlined residence by investment program. This is often discussed in the media or online as a golden visa program. And this one is in the country of the Netherlands. Now, if you look at a lot of the golden visa programs in Europe, you do have a program in Ireland, you do have a bond investment program in the UK, but a lot of the golden visa programs are in Southern Europe along the Mediterranean. You've got Italy, you've got Greece, you've got Portugal, you've got Spain. Of course, you've for a long time had residence opportunities in places like Monaco. And so, what if you want to be in a country that is more in Northern Europe, that's more of a business country, and you want to be surrounded by startup folks, for example? Well, that's where this Netherlands residence program comes in. And so here's the deal. What you can do is you can invest in either a tech fund, like a startup fund, or you can invest in individual companies. Most people are going to choose to invest in one of the numerous managed funds that goes out and invests in startups. And so, throughout the history of the Netherlands, you've had companies like Booking.com and a lot of other, payment processors and publishing sites and e-commerce sites that have been started in Amsterdam or in the Netherlands, and now they have grown to be, some of them pretty big companies. So the entry-level ticket here is much higher than other golden visas. It's a 1.25 million euro investment, 1.25 million euros. And obviously a startup fund, particularly if you know what you're doing, or if in the case of a fund, the fund managers know what they're doing, has the potential to be pretty lucrative. I've seen numbers where some of the averages in these funds can be 17 or 20%, or even I think close to 30% in some cases over the course of years. But it's certainly more risky if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not as comfortable with the tech scene as compared to real estate options or government bond options, or just putting money in the bank in some of the other golden visa programs around Europe. So again, €1.25 million euro investment. What's nice is you can actually make that investment once you're approved. And so unlike other golden visa programs, it's pretty efficient, and you get to hold on to the money until the end. Once you get the residence permit, it is a 3-year residence permit, and you can be gone for up to 8 months at a time. And what's interesting is you do get a lot of the rights of Dutch people, including if you're living there, you have the ability to vote in local elections. Okay, so if you keep that 3-year permit, if you keep the investment, you can then renew it for another 2 years, but you do have to have a home, you have to have health insurance, you can't commit any crimes. And after 5 years, you can't apply for permanent residence so long as you haven't been gone for more than 4 months. So this is not the kind of golden visa that's going to lead to citizenship with merely 7 days or 14 days a year. This is a visa, this is a residence permit. It's designed, I think, for people who want to live in the Netherlands, who want the opportunity to perhaps be a bit more included in local politics than they would be in other countries where you're merely a resident and not a citizen. So it is a higher commitment level in terms of the investment. It's definitely a higher commitment level in terms of the risk potentially. And I think it's a higher commitment level in terms of the time that you are generally going to want to stay there if you want this to work. Certainly you don't have to spend that much time there in order to keep this thing going, but you're not really going to be able to get the full benefits out of it. So permanent residence is possible. You certainly can apply for citizenship after about 5 or 6 years. However, you're not going to be able to have dual citizenship. And so I've worked with some folks recently who qualified for dual citizenship, or were about to qualify for it, Dutch citizenship. And one of the issues was, are you willing to give up your current passport? Now, if you're a U.S. citizen and you were thinking of giving up your U.S. passport anyway, it's not the worst way to go out, is to simply, hey, I don't have a choice. But do understand, citizenship is going to require time there. You're not going to be allowed to be a dual citizen. But for some people who like the idea of living in the Netherlands, who want European Union citizenship, who possibly are investing in this segment anyway, it's definitely a good thing to take a look at least, and just be aware of all the options. Now, the kicker is, if your goal long-term is to live in the Netherlands, there may be other ways to do that. So people will sometimes call me, especially in the last year, saying, we would like the opportunity to live somewhere in Europe, but right now we're staying in the United States, for example. And they say, hey, 3 or 4 years from now, we're going to move. What you might consider doing is looking at a different golden visa program like that of Portugal, for example, working your way towards the permanent residence or citizenship. And then from there, as a citizen, simply saying, all right, now I'm going to go as an EU citizen and just set up shop in the Netherlands myself. And so part of what you are paying for with a program like the Netherlands or the other Northern European programs like Ireland, like the UK, which Ireland not part of the Schengen area, UK no longer part of the EU, those are very desirable countries. The Northern European economies have fared better, at least in people's minds, and so they can charge a premium. However, if your goal is to move to one of those places in the long term, like an Amsterdam, like a Dublin, you could do that by using a cheaper golden visa program, biding your time. Basically, you're getting paid for your patience, and then as a citizen, eventually just move up to another place in the EU. So it really depends on, again, what's your risk profile? Do you like investing in startups? What's your timeline? Do you want to live in the Netherlands right now? Is that a place where you want to spend time? Are you willing to pay taxes there, right? If you live in the Netherlands as your full-time home, you're going to pay taxes there. And so, if you're trying to live a low tax or tax-free lifestyle, that's going to be a tough one to do. So, those are the questions. How long are you willing to wait? What are you willing to invest? What country are you trying to commit your time to? But that is a summary of the Netherlands Golden Visa Program. You can do that with a startup investment, and it's an option for folks who really want to live in the Netherlands. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.